I need to tell you what I was like before. Before my spiritual awakening, I was a very different person. I was very analytical, even in my head. I was very logical, and I thought emotions were a weakness, something that other people could exploit. I thought of myself as pretty happy. I would rate myself probably an 8 out of 10 on the happiness scale. Nothing ever really bothered me. I thought that I had life all figured out. I didn't realize that I was emotionally shut down, and I had no idea about what was going to happen. I remember the event that triggered my emotional awakening as if it were yesterday. It was like I was hit by a bolt of lightning. I was driving to work, and on the radio, there was a news report. In it, they were talking about this man who was in a car crash. He went to the hospital and he was in a coma for a few weeks. When he woke up, he was really upset because he had lost an ability he didn't even know he had, the ability to visualize things in his mind. And this is a condition called aphantasia. And when I heard this, it was very obvious I had this too. I cannot visualize anything in my mind. I had always been this way. My mind's eye is blind. This was an interesting discovery, but it led to something more significant. When I started investigating aphantasia, I kept on coming across these letters, SDAM. And I was like, what is SDAM? So I started investigating it, and it stands for Severely Deficient Autobiographical Memory. And as soon as I understood that, it was obvious that I had this too. Basically, my memory is not just different, it's limited in a way that I don't understand. Most people get to relive their memories. I don't really get to relive them. Memories about me are more like facts in a spreadsheet, as if I had read them in a book. They're about me, but I don't really experience them. And it's as if my life is written in a book with disappearing ink. The memories just fade away. And my memory of things that happened long ago is extremely poor. After a while, a friend sent a writing to me that she had written. It was incredibly beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever read. And when I had gotten halfway through it, I was crying. And by the time I had finished it, I was just in full-blown tears. I cried for a month solid. I had no emotional regulation. I had never cried like this before, ever. And it took me a while to figure out what I was crying about. But after a few days, I realized I was crying. I was grieving myself, the loss of my memories, as if my whole life was being stripped away from me. So it took a while to overcome this. I went to therapy. I had some amazing friends that held space for me. Psychedelics were an important part that helped me understand and reframe a lot of the things I was going through. I've discovered a lot about how the mind works. And I really transformed from somebody who was just focused and from the head to somebody who is centered on the heart. And my view has switched from emotions not being a weakness, but they're how we connect and live. I started living very intentionally. So my mission now is to spread the wisdom that I've learned. I created Heart Mind Fusion so I could share my journey, share the epiphanies about how the mind works, help people heal and overcome mental blocks, and help them form deep connections with others. I want to share compassion and love. I'm going to keep sharing more of this journey, the moments that changed me and the things I've learned as I become more heart-centered. I have so much more to share. And if any of this speaks to you, you're welcome to subscribe and walk this journey with me. And if you want to go deeper, I've got dozens of writing on my Substack at heartmindfusion.substack.com. Thank you for being here.